G'day YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman Raw. So this is the first video on this channel with my new GoPro. I've got a GoPro Hero 8 Black now, so it's pretty good and it's looking good so far. And yeah, hopefully there's a slight improvement in the video quality. You may or may not notice that there's image stabilization now, so that should be pretty good. Anyway, let's paint this job. So we've got a Volkswagen Tiguan here. I hope you guys can hear me properly. Sometimes when you're changing your equipment, it can take a little bit of time to adjust. So for all I know, you guys can't even hear me properly, and I'll throw this whole video out. But hopefully you can. So the inside of this bonnet here actually stays this colour here. So with this colour here, I put some hardener into the base coat, and that replicates the factory finish and gloss level perfectly. So just using the Segola Mini Extreme here, a ripper little gun here. It's probably more of a midi gun than a mini gun, like a medium-sized gun. It really does pump a lot of material out nice and quickly. So yeah, for a gun of its size, it's a really handy gun to have actually. Perfect for things like this. It's a little bit more accurate than the full-size gun, so yes, it gets into all those little corners a bit easier. Yet it still does the large surfaces fast enough, you know, it's not too slow. So this gun here is a 1.2. Got to be careful of these things. You got to blow them down before you do start spraying. Now inside of this fender edge is actually this same colour. Now next up, we've actually got a little bit of masking to do. So hold on a moment, I'll put this up over here. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, so this one here is one of those things, I'm not going to be too surprised if I do actually have to do that again when it's on the car, because the overspray from the red, you do need like a light dust of red inside there, but you don't need the clear. So it's one of those things that's going to be too fresh to mask off to stop the clear going in there. But if the clear does go in there, then it's going to be the wrong gloss level. So I'll do my best with it, but as I say, I might have to actually puff that again in the morning. So it's Thursday afternoon at the moment, and yeah, I just thought sort of last minute, I was getting the colours in the gun for this job, and I thought, hey, I've got that new GoPro there, and I've only recorded one video with it so far. Haven't actually uploaded it yet. Well, by the time you guys are watching this, it might actually already be up, but I recorded a bit of a strip down on my gauges. I've got a few A&I gauges there. A big fan of those little gauges, but over the years they've collected a bit of 2-pack paint, so I gave them a good strip down. And as I say, yes, sort of thought I'd do a video on it. As I said at the start, hopefully there is a bit of an improvement in the video quality for you guys. I actually think it's about time that I updated my my editing software too. I'm a Movie Studio Vegas 13. I think it's about time to update. I'm just gonna wait until it goes on special. The current one goes on special, and then I'll buy it. They go on special every few months, so yeah. Now I've got this this new GoPro, I thought I may as well see what 4K goes like and see if it's any of an improvement, but going from my last camera, like it just overheated the camera and it used up really big file sizes. So you'd get like on full 4K in the middle of summer, you'd get like 5 or 10 minutes recording until the battery died, and then the whole unit overheated. And being that it's on my head, like my head would just be roasting. So and the other side of it is like I could barely even see any difference. For starters, I could barely see any difference, and then with the editing software I had, you had to like build these video proxy files, and this is probably all boring stuff that you guys don't really probably don't care about, but yep, I'm just masking. I don't know what else I can say about the masking stage. But another thing I was gonna say, I was thinking before, is I'm actually off the coffees. Like I'm on 1 coffee a day. I used to have 2 double shots every day, and I've got this espresso machine at home, and it is like it's high octane stuff. Like that makes a really strong coffee. So yeah, I've stopped taking one to work now, so I only have one in the morning at home and just a single shot now. But I was going to mention it is because like I've actually found that my energy levels throughout the day are more constant, so you don't go up, you don't have those spikes in the energy levels. So I've actually found overall I'm better off personally, at least anyway, with just 1 coffee in the morning, the single shot. I don't know, it's one of those things, it's sort of like the last drug I take. I don't smoke, drink, I don't even vape anymore. I gave that up probably about a year ago. And yeah, look, I'm hypersensitive to caffeine. I know I am. And yeah, sometimes I'd just be bouncing off the walls, but then I think that the excessive coffee, for me anyway, it would actually disturb my sleep patterns. I was like starting to wake up at like 4 in the morning. Well, in saying that, I woke up at 4 today and I didn't go back to sleep. Maybe I'm just getting old. But yeah, I just found that like it was more of a disturbed sleep, if you know what I mean, than nowadays. I just think I'm getting a better sleep, and that's contributing to my daily energy levels. But yeah, like that first day, oh man, the first day I actually didn't even have the morning coffee. I probably should have in hindsight. And it was my missus, my wife actually, she's nah, just start having like just a morning one, you know. You don't need the double shot, and you don't need the one at work, but it's probably not that bad just to have the morning one. So yeah, I've been on the morning one, but the first day, like my head it felt like it was dead set in a vice. I mean, that's how bad like, yeah, you don't think too much of caffeine, but it really, for me anyway, like it really does sort of, yeah, hit me anyway. But this one here, there's a bit of a scratch through the door. One of those ones that I didn't really want to leave. A touch-up would have looked pretty crap, and my color's pretty good anyway. So look, at the end of the day, sometimes I look at that and I think to myself, what would I do if it was my car? I would fix it, and I would sooner have a minor color difference, if any, because it shouldn't be too bad. I shouldn't get too much color on that adjacent edge, but I would rather a tiny little bit of color just through here than a dirty big scratch through my door. And I'm sure most of you would say the same thing. But yeah, that's a blend panel, so we're only really being paid to fix that little bit up the front. To go and fix that properly, you would want to do that, then you probably throw a bit of primer on it, but that's just straight out of the fine filler. I'm going to spray straight over the fine filler, and to do it properly, I'd say you probably blend into the next door, and then when you get into the next door, you'll probably find another scratch. So you got to draw the line somewhere, man, and it is what it is, dude. Yeah, I laugh sometimes. Like, I had this guy last night, like he wasn't full hating on my channel or anything. He actually seemed to enjoy the channel, but then as he watched more and more of my reviews, he must be like a big cider fan, and he's like, oh man, you're really giving cider like an unfairly bad name. And I'm like, man, look, you know what I do? When I jump behind the computer and I edit a video, I just sit down and I speak whatever comes to my mind. I speak my mind. And whatever I've said in any of my reviews, was just my honest opinion with how I was feeling at that time. So I was even having a chat to Alan about it this morning, and you know, it's one of those things that, look, in my honest opinion, I don't think that a SATA is worth twice the amount of a Pro Light. So I'd probably rather get 2 Pro Lights. I think I've got every right to criticize their price. That was one of the things that he said to me. This guy in the comments is like, oh, why does it matter? You get it for free. And I'm like, it's not, you're kind of missing the whole point of the review, man. Like, my job in doing a review is laying out the facts as I see them. I'll show you this, that, I'll show you the good points, I'll show you the bad points. And you can make up your decision from there. I'll say, hey, this is the good points, this is the bad points. I'll say, would I spend this kind of money on this gun? Well, I personally wouldn't. You know, I'm pretty frugal, I guess, with my money. I mean, I don't mind spending money on when I get something good value. Like this GoPro here, I spent 600 bucks on this and a few accessories. But yeah, I mean, I got something pretty damn good out of it, and it's also one of those things that you guys, it's an improvement on the channel, so it's kind of an investment in the channel anyway. So, but yeah, next thing I'm actually going to be doing is probably get a computer upgrade, but I might wait till next year until those RTX cards start becoming a bit easier to attain. Those NVIDIA RTX, I think 3080s. They look pretty killer, and I believe they're actually better for video editing too, NVIDIA's. I've learnt that the hard way actually. The Radeon card I've got at the moment isn't, I mean, it's not that bad. It's good for gaming and that, but good, another one, a good value point for the Radeon, but yeah, they're probably not the best for video editing. Well, at least not with the software that I use anyway. Yeah, it does the job, but it's all good. And yeah, so this job here, I did have to spectro it. There was no color cards. Most of the time with all the new cars, we do have color cards, so I'll just sort of mix and paint. I'll find the best variant, mix it and paint it, and that's usually a pretty reliable method with the Stando Blue, which is what I'm using, if you didn't already know. Apart from that, I spectroed it, as I said, and I actually did a 200mm tester of the first formula. It didn't turn out to be that good of a color, so I went down to the next one and adjusted the formula. So I found that the first one I mixed up was too coarse. There was too much metallic in it. So yeah, it was like the coarse pearl. So the second time I mixed up the second one down, which is like the second spectro hit, and then that actually had the finer red pearl in it. So yep. All good, mate, all good. I can hear the choir singing here, mate. Oh, how dare you do little plans? Oh no, Gunman. Oh, mate, I've been a loyal follower. Oh no, I'm just being an idiot, sorry. That's it. That takes the cake, Gunny. Yeah, I don't know where we go from there. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling in a good mood. And as I say, like with the cutting down on the coffees, it's, I don't know, feel a bit more confident and just happier, and yeah, less run down and not as strung out and stuff like that. It's, I don't know, it's made a big difference in my life. I don't know. But yeah, I got like the Breville Barista Express Touch. Yeah, it's a killer coffee machine, but it's nearly too good. Our bonnet's drying down nice on the inside. I had to do a few engine components. I sprayed the hinges that color already. And I did like a few chassis rail ends in that color. Then that stays like that. So I'm not sure if you could hear me before, but I put hardener in that base coat, 10% hardener in the base coat. That gives it a bit of durability. If you were to just leave it in straight waterborne base coat, it would probably just wash off with water. And that's an approved method by Standox. But that's what the reps here in Australia say anyway, for underhood, sorry, not underbody, underhood colors, you're right to go straight up base coat. you don't have to put like a matte clear down or anything. So we're just about ready to get the gloves on, mate, and continue on. Where are the gloves? Where'd I put them? This one. Yeah, I'll quickly say, like, the spray suits will be in stock late November, I hear. So really sorry to everybody who's been waiting on another pair of these spray overalls. There's been lots of people that have been, yeah, it actually wasn't even my idea. It was Spray Gun's direct idea. They said, hey, should we do some overalls? And I said, hell yeah, let's do them, but I need a few things altered. So I did get a few alterations done to the suit, but it's all good. Anyway, we're ready to put some color down now. So I'm going to leave that up like that to do the color stage. We'll put you up here. Oh yeah, the battery's lasting pretty good. That's still 76% after 16 minutes. Yeah, I think that's an improvement on the battery life of the previous GoPro I had. So I went all the way from a GoPro 4 to a GoPro 8. So that's a pretty big, well, you've doubled the numbers, haven't you? Let's go 2 bar, baby. It's actually starting to warm up now. Pretty warm day. I noticed that these top edges on bonnets always start to dry really quickly. It's always the first spot to dry when I'm spraying bonnets. So this is one that I've started doing sometimes, is bottom to top, top to bottom, because the worst thing that can happen when you're spraying this Dano Blue is that it starts drying as you're spraying. So get those edges all done. So that's pretty much what you want. You want that little bit of overspray. Might make sure there's a little bit over there where the hinges go. Sort of, that's that look I'm looking for. I can't dilly-dally here because I've got to continue on with the outside before that dries. So as I said, bottom to top, top to bottom. It actually does work pretty well. So with this second coat, just hold the gun back a bit, slow right down. This is what we call the drop coat. I mean, this is one of those colours that you're not really going to notice any mottle in. So what I have actually started doing sometimes when I'm doing a silver, if it's drying too quickly, you can put a third coat on. You can double drop it. And that can sort of help that colour lay down a bit nicer sometimes. So you're double wetting it up, which allows that final drop coat to go on a bit nicer. So that's it, eh? Nice and fast application. We'll let that dry. Now, I want to do the fender pretty much at the same time as that door. So I might do the bumper first even.
Okay, so that's the bumper done. And I'll get this blender down on the door, so as I say, like, you really want to do them at the same time. Same pressures and all that.
And we're back. Rightio, so mixed up all the clear, cleaned out all the guns, and as it turns out, there is a few spots that are still a little bit wet. So I'll give them a quick go over, just with a bit of low pressure. I don't want to go too high, and sometimes you can end up, as I was mentioning before, you can stir up some turbulence in the dusty areas of the boot, so yeah, there's one big chunk here. It's one of those things, like, it can be hard to know exactly how it's going to come up. Like, sometimes you'll do exactly the same thing. One will come up really clean, and then the next one there'll be, like, you know, a few bits of dust in it. It is what it is, mate. Some of it is literally up to the paint gods. That's probably going to do it. It's all looking pretty dry now. It was really only that one bit on the bonnet, but put this back up in here. That is the best air blower I've ever used. Actually, the A&I one I did had was just as good, and the Segola ones are good too, but that same style, they're the best blowers, man. Once you've used them, it's sort of hard to go back to the old the duckbill style ones. But yeah, whatever works for you, buddy. Not really too fussed, to be honest. So it'll probably start at the bonnet and then come back and revisit it last. So I can already see there's a bit of something that's just landed there, man. Like, that's on dry. Like, sometimes that's what I'm saying, man. I might have even dislodged that.
Okay. Whoop. We'll see if we can blow that off. There we go. It's gone. There's a little bit of a high spot there, but that's from the stand. That'll go away once we take it off the stand. Whatever. It's a bit of a warmer day today. Crank it down a little bit. And will we get a clean one or a dirty one? Fingers crossed for a nice clean one. But it's looking like a dirty one. Damn it. I hate that, man. Ha! Thought it did everything right. Hope you guys can see that. But yeah, there's a few nibs in there. Hopefully we can fill the worst of them up in the second coat. I just noticed I forgot to spray them. I was probably busy talking shit to you guys. Oh well, I'll go out and get a bit of colour in the minigun in between coats. of the job's looking okay. Just that bonnet's covered in crap. But what we'll do is we'll give that like a good 5 minutes to flash off, and then we can pound another one on really heavy and hopefully fill most of the stuff up, but also not lose any gloss. If I was just to go and put a really heavy coat straight away on now, it would die because it's just been too much clear. But if we let that dry, let that set up for a bit, get another one on top, it's actually not that bad. Most of it's not that bad. It's just sort of around this area. I saw there's this little high spot there too. You know, I think there's one here, and I saw another one around here somewhere too. Oh well, it is what it is, mate. So as I say, I'm gonna have to go out and get some more colour for this. I forgot to put it on there, silly me. Rightio, let's get back to it there, Gunman. So I already put that colour down on here, as you can see. Just use the channel favourite, mate, ANI R160. Killer little minigun here. It actually must be spraying it a touch uneven. If it's doing that, it can't be quite perfect, but I didn't notice it. Oh well, it's a cheap spray gun, mate. Let's blow a bit of air over these to dry them down. It's drying pretty quickly today. Yeah, the weather's warming up, which is nice. Gee, that's a big chunker there, man. It's probably dropping from the roof. Yeah, so this is just like watching paint dry. I hope I'm able to make watching paint dry interesting for you there, guys. Yep. What a great time we're having here. But I actually think that this camera here is capable of doing live streams. So I don't really think I want to do it at this shop, but maybe one day, who knows, I might even do a live stream of myself doing a job or something. I'm putting the coat of clear on now, so I can't forget. It still needs another coat, but well, at least this way, it at least gets one. Hell yeah, brother. So stand and clear for the uninitiated, but that's how good's that, like really killer clean. And then you come to this one. I reckon we'll fill a lot of that stuff in though, to be fair. There we go. You might notice I put some masking tape in there. It actually looked like it was nice and dry. That's about us. Hope you guys have got a good view there. But from back here, it's looking killer. Looking like it's going on nice and wet, baby. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little blend up there. That's just a bit of AK 350 fade out dinner. Give that a buff out tomorrow, and I reckon I might even need a bit of a top up. It'll probably be enough for that bonnet, but you know what, I would rather run out over the bumper than the bonnet, so I think I might have to do this bonnet first. Usually I would do that bumper first, but we might be cutting it a little bit tight with the clear. I think we'll have enough, but as I say, I'd rather run out on the bumper than the bonnet, because if you run out on the bonnet, you got to go another coat over a big panel, whereas a bumper's a much smaller surface area to cover. Yeah, man, have a look at all that junk in it. That's the worst area, but oh well. Easy enough to buff out. I'd rather not have to, but sometimes you don't have a choice in the matter, mate. It is what it is. Yeah, I find that the bonnets, when you put them on these flippers, sometimes, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, sometimes you can just get maybe a bit of stuff blowing out from the inside when you're spraying the inside or something. Yeah, look, the smaller bits are filling up, but those bigger bits aren't going anywhere. And I don't want to put 3 coats on it. 3 coats is excessive. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could wait for like another 10 minutes and then smash another one on, but the finish will just end up being wrong. You just end up with like a too much paint there. Yeah, look, the finish is okay. I'm happy with the finish, but this side actually looks alright. This side, it's actually not that bad. It's more just like these bigger ones around here. We did actually manage to fill up a lot of those smaller ones, so it's not that bad, man. I've done much worse, put it that way. But hey, the rest of this job, considering it's a reasonably sized job, has come up pretty good. So I mixed up 1.1 litres of clear, which is looking to be just about spot on. Yeah, that's just about perfect, man. I don't know, maybe I was being too harsh on myself. It actually doesn't look that bad, to be honest. Gunny's the best painter in the shop, even on his bad days. That's actually really not that bad, man. As I say, there's a few bits over here, but they will actually not take long to buff out. Yeah, it came up better than what I originally thought it was going to, but even this has came up quite clean. Woohoo! Loves it, baby! I think I'll peel that masking tape off before I bake it. Yeah, boy, nice and clean. It's actually not too bad of a colour when it's nice and fresh, this one. Yahoo! Yeah, boy. Beast in the shop. There we go. Gunman Pro Light going hard, baby. 1.1 litres, efficient, killer. Get out there and paint some shit, Gunman out. Woo!